Hello, mom, brothers, and sisters. This is Garrett Bake, your situational expert, giving you the tools, tactics, and techniques to having it all. Today's topic: where have you been pretending to be somebody or something that you are not? So let's be honest with each other. The only reason or one of the main reasons that police officers are employed is because of criminals. They are stupid. They really are, right? They watch too much TV and they think that they are smarter than the cops. But they're not. The best group to examine would be the gangsters, right? They watch Snoop Dogg on TV, they watch Blood In, Blood Out. They think that's the way it is in real life, right? But in reality, they all live just above the poverty line and mooch off of other people, especially the government that they hate so much. All right, rant over. The city that I worked in didn't really have a gang problem. What they had was a gang transient problem. Let me explain. There weren't any homemade gangs, or homegrown gangs, right? That grew up and, yeah, man, I've been here for 50 years and this is my hood and my raza and this is my this and my that, blah, 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 whatever. We had two small ones, but nothing that was substantial. And I'm not going to do them justice by naming them because, well, that would give them too much notoriety and that's what they want. But we didn't deal with them on a daily basis. They didn't keep us busy like that. What we did have was gangsters from other jurisdictions and states. They were usually escaping the crimes that they'd committed there or their past, and they would come to my city and set up. Here's the problem. Gangsters are like cockroaches. What do cockroaches do? They congregate. So these gangsters would congregate in places and just start to commit criminal activity. And so you'd smash out one cockroach or you smash out another, and then a whole group of new ones would appear. It just kept going on and on and on. And this would happen a few years ago when I joined the gang unit, right? So there's a group of gang members from California, right? Different parts of California, and they'd set up shop near downtown. And the crime started. First with the tagging, then the vehicle burglaries, the drug sales, the street robberies, escalated to shootings and drive-bys. Excuse me. So they became a priority rather quickly. Well, we ended up taking a multi-prong approach, right? We conducted high enforcement in the area. We stopped everyone and everything wearing blue. Why? Because that's what this gang associated with, was the color blue. Which for us made it super easy, right? I'm like, well, in this neighborhood, odds are if you're wearing blue, you're associated with these guys. The other thing we did was we introduced an undercover detective. Now, the last thing that you want to do is draw attention to the police, especially if you're committing criminal activity. Not the way to do business. Because when you do, it's going to come down hard. So while we were using an undercover detective to buy drugs and some guns, we were also targeting them out on the street, picking them off for any violation we could find. Now, sometimes it's hard to stay on a house and figure out exactly what's going on, right? Because people know what cars belong in their neighborhood or not, people that belong in the neighborhood or not. People know these things. Lucky for us, these criminals made it easy. They were a quarter mile away from our main police station. 1/4 mile. 5-story building. We could literally put a camera on the roof and monitor their activities 24 hours a day. Yep. That easy. So the best part was they had no idea how we were doing it. We were just doing it. So by the end of this investigation, right, we charged 13 people. We had charges on 13 people, right? We'd made a lot of friends. The FBI wanted to get involved. Why? Because 2 of our main targets had federal weapons charges. So by the time we were all said and done, we'd recovered over a dozen weapons, seized some drugs, and arrested 13 people on a range of charges from racketeering to drive-by shooting. Let's just say that being a gangster did not work out in their favor, right? Prison sentences range from a few years to over 25. That's a long time to work on your push-ups. See, the lesson here is simple. Pretending to be someone that you're not will only cost you in the long run. These guys didn't grow up wanting to be gangsters, right? They didn't do their project in first grade. When I grow up, I want to be a gangster, right? It didn't work, it didn't happen that way. But they chose it. They chose to pretend to be rough and tough and bullies, and now they have to pay the price. So now, back to you. Where in your core four, right, across your body, your being, your balance, and your business, where across these have you been pretending to be something you are not? Now, how has this affected you? See, I can give you an example from my life. For the longest time, I pretended that I was a good husband. Yep. I pretended that I was connected to my wife and my kids. I pretended that everything was good, right? You guys see the pictures on Facebook and on Instagram, you know, smiley faces and pretty kissy lips and all that stuff. Like, I was pretending that I was that guy, but in reality, I wasn't, right? I wasn't giving my wife any attention. I wasn't giving her any support. I wasn't giving her anything that she needed to grow, one, as a woman, and two, as a mother and a wife. And how did that cost me? It drove me, or drove us, I should say, almost to the point of divorce. Because I was so full of myself that I couldn't see the damage that I was causing. I was pretending that things were okay when in reality they weren't. So ask yourself in your life, where has this occurred? See, here's the key that you have to remember. You cannot pretend forever. You can't. Eventually, the truth will catch you. And when it does, it's going to hurt. Well, that is it for today. I need you to do a few things. Like and share this. Subscribe to this as well. And comment. I love your comments. Go to Instagram and Facebook. Follow us at Warrior Guardian. We got some pretty cool stuff going on over there. And last but not least, stay safe. And we'll see you on the next one.